School District Board meeting. We'd like to call this meeting to order at 7 o'clock. Let's see. Please let the record reflect that all members of the school board are here tonight. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Thank you so much. We just came in for closed session and there's no reportable action there tonight. I need a motion to adopt the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Dr. Fernando moved to adopt the agenda, and we'll go with Mrs. Reuter. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the agenda has been adopted. Again, I'd like to welcome you out. It's always good to see a full boardroom. I know by the end of the night, most of you will be gone. But we'll still be here, though. We're not leaving. So we will start off with board recognition. Dr. De Leon, is that you?
Oh, yes. Okay, so this is our favorite. Our wonderful athletic director would come on up and help us introduce.
Yeah, exciting night. Well, thank you and good evening, Board of Trustees, Dr. De Leon, Executive Cabinet. We're here to celebrate an awesome group of kids, the Palomares Five. And every year, the Palomares Five Honors Banquet serves to honor the best and finest seniors of the respective Palomar League schools every single school year since we've been in the league. To be honored, the students must excel in such areas as scholarship, school, community service, leadership, and a variety of extracurricular activities. Of the many qualified students, only 5 from each school are chosen, and we had a lot to choose from. It was very difficult to do so. Yes. They represent the finest qualities of our league's class of 2022 seniors, and if you went to the banquet, which I know that obviously our kids and parents did, and Mr. Llewellyn and Mrs. Clune were there, some of these kids are just going to the best of the best universities in the world to do amazing things, including our kids, which we'll tell you about in just a minute. They were honored back at the banquet, included a great dinner with some chocolate cake dessert, but most importantly, we got to hear from the kids. Now it's my pleasure to honor them in front of our Board of Trustees in community this evening. If you would please join me up here, and you're gonna hear from each of them. Braden Bruss, Faith Emke, Haley Ganino, John Sesteaga, and Noah Smith.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. I'm Haley Ganino, and next year I'll be attending Boston University, where I'll play softball and study biology with a focus in sports medicine. I want to thank my parents who are here with me tonight, because none of this would have been possible without them, and all of my coaches and teammates who've pushed me and helped me become the person I am today. And I also want to thank all my friends because I wouldn't have survived high school without them. Thank you for having me tonight.
Stand up, Mom and Dad.
Hello, I'm John Sestiaga. Oh, sorry. I would like to say thank you, Board of Trustees, for having me, and thank you for setting a great foundation of all of my years in the GHS or GUSD school district. I am deciding between Cal Poly SLO and UC Berkeley to attend and try and double major for computer science and biology. And I'm not sure what my future holds, but I hope to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Which sport?
Track and field and cross-country.
Okay.
And do you have family here?
Yes, Mom and Dad.
Please stand up, Mom and Dad.
On your mile time for us, just so everybody can.
How do I follow that up?
I can't drive that fast.
Oh, you were the relay runner.
I'm not sure how I'm supposed to follow that up, but good evening, Board of Trustees. My name is Faith Emke, and I will be attending Grand Canyon University and studying computer science for the next 4 years. I would like to thank my parents, Aaron and Lisa Emke, for their continuous support throughout my 4 years at Glendora High School. I would like to thank my athletic director, coaches, and administration for giving me the opportunity to take advantage of participating in many athletics and extracurriculars. I'd like to thank my most inspirational teacher, Miss Aguirre. And lastly, I would like to thank my teammates, past and present, for making the practices and games fun and creating lasting memories. Thank you so much.
Great. Great. What sports?
I was a part of varsity dive and varsity cheer.
Okay, and your parents, are they here?
Aaron and Lisa
Are
Emke.
they here? There they are.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. My name is Noah Smith. I play basketball. I'm still deciding on what college I want to go to, but I plan on majoring in biology with a focus on sports medicine. I'd like to thank my mom and dad here and God for getting me through my last 4 years of high school gracefully. And I'd also like to thank my most inspirational teacher, Mr. Dykstra, for making a class fun to be through. And thank you for having me.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. My name is Braden Bruss. Thank you so much for having us all out here tonight. I just want to start off by thanking you guys. These last 4 years have really been anything but easy. I know with COVID and everything, it was very difficult, especially on people that worked in schooling and education. And so I just want to give a big thank you to our administration. They did everything they could to get us back in school, get us rolling well. I know you guys were doing the same thing. And then especially a big thanks to our athletic director. Managing all the sports at once was anything but easy, and he handled it. He crushed it, so I really appreciate that. Joining me tonight are Ben and Mary Bruss. They're my parents. Thank them so much for, go ahead, stand up. They've been my biggest supporters over these years. I wouldn't be here without them. My most inspirational teacher was Mr. Spangler. I loved his class. He made it fun, and I learned a lot. I'll be going to Northwestern these next 4 years. I get the opportunity to play football there, so I'm very excited. And I just like to thank you guys, thank our administration, and thank God. I wouldn't be here without him, and I hope that I can use the stage he's given me with being able to play football in college to bring him glory. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time.
Yes, absolutely right, Coach. Absolutely.
Love celebrating kids.
Yes. Board members, are there any comments? Do you want to make any? I knew Mrs. Ritter
I
would.
know. It takes a lot to balance school and athletics, right? It's a full-time gig, both of them. And as a couple of you mentioned, just what the last couple of years have been like for you all. I'm glad as seniors you're back in the classroom with all of your friends and getting to experience sort of more normal and traditional sports seasons. I will give my hat off to Mr. Llewellyn as well, who somehow figured out how to manage those sports seasons last year and this year, getting everybody all back together. It takes a real balance and it takes a real commitment, and this is what Glendora Unified School District and Glendora High School strives to instill in all of our students, and you all represent. I understand that it was hard to choose, but you all represent the best that goes that way. So keep up the hard work. It'll serve you really well for the rest of your life to find balance. That it's not all the work all the time, and it's not all sports all the time, and it's not all friends all the time, but to be able to find that balance, which you must have been able to do to be this successful. So thank you for being good role models and setting good examples at our high school. Congratulations on your success, and best of luck in the future.
And I would just like to thank the parents.
Oh, yeah.
The mother of athletes. I know that we cart them around to many places. We go see their games, their matches, sit on pavement and on the grass in between things. Yeah, spend a lot of money too. I actually was in college when my kids were playing sports in high school and club teams, and did homework in the libraries at the places where I had to go. So I get it. My hat's off to the parents of these kids, and thank you for your hanging in there with them. And students, you're going to learn a lot more world things you need to know to survive in this world through athletics or through any extracurricular, whether it's band or drama or anything, because it's a balancing act, and that's kind of what life is. You just kind of have to balance and prioritize, and good for you. We appreciate you. We're wishing you all the best as well.
Thank you. Anybody else? You don't have to.
Well, John knows how much I'm proud of him. I've seen him run these last 4 years. So, John, of course, I'm incredibly proud of you. But I only got to watch Noah play once. And I will say that was against Claremont. And there were many a time where Claremont was trying to guard Noah, and they often found themselves on the floor because he would often break their ankles. But I think some of the audience know how I feel about Claremont High School, and I think that night when some of the Claremont athletes were less than professional, Noah and his team acted first class and rose above the kind of trash talking that was going on that day. So, no, I don't know you well, but I want to just say that I saw that Glendora character in the way that you interacted in that moment. And for all the athletes, again, you are representatives of yourself first, but also of something more. And that will carry on as you walk into a career where you will represent yourself, but also a company or an organization or whoever you represent. And that understanding of how your character pervades, no matter what context you're in, is what sport is able to provide you in terms of that building block of how do you represent yourself, but also how do you represent something more. So I think that is the pathway that athletics provides. And so just to let everybody that is part of the Palomares 5 is that we're incredibly proud of you, and thank you for representing the best of our district.
Thank you very much. Very well said.
I'll just add my congratulations to what the other board members have said, and I just keep thinking that to reach this level of athleticism while balancing all of the demands of school is very difficult, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Between you and your parents and what you must have juggled over the years to reach this is a lot. So enjoy this moment and celebrate this moment, and look forward to what the future brings for all of you. You're representing Glendora Unified very well, and we're proud to have you bear our seal as you move on in the world. Thank you.
I'm just going to add congratulations. We are really thrilled, and as everyone has said, what a great example you are to so many people and to yourself, because you're true to yourself, and I love that so much. Dr. DeLeon, did you want to say something?
Oh, no, I was just going to meet you.
I do.
Okay.
Well, of course, I can't pass up an opportunity to brag on our kids. You know, I can't tell you how excited I am and proud of all of you. You know, I unfortunately got to miss a lot the last couple years, but seeing all of you come back and participate in sports in person and accomplish what you have done, it just makes me, wow, so incredibly proud, but also just goes to show everyone in this community exactly what Glendora High School and our students are, and that is excellence. And you represent that. And so I want to tell you again that on behalf of the entire district and the school community, boy, you've really set the bar high for everybody else, and you are incredible role models for all the students at Glendora, and we wish you nothing but success in your futures. Wow, great job, all 5 of you.
Okay, well, now it's time for our public comments.
No, we've got GEF.
Oh, man, I
Oh.
forgot. Thank you. Time for GEF. Who is speaking for that tonight? Pretty? Oh, good.
Welcome, Glendora Education Foundation.
Hi, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Preeti Patel. I'm the Executive Director of the Glendora Education Foundation. We are very excited to have announced our classroom grants, and with me, I have 2 of our board members and co-chairs of our classroom grant committee, and they're going to say a few words and start passing out some awards.
Thank you, Preeti. My name is Christy Thiel, and I have to say, to follow up some amazing students, we have some fantastic educators to award tonight. We're excited to be back here tonight to present these classroom grants. And we know these past 2 years have been like none other for our teachers. And so we appreciate this opportunity to honor them and support their engaging and innovative classroom grant ideas. We've awarded $5,000 through 11 classroom grants. Some of them were partially funded, while others were fully funded. We really tried to see what we could award and stretch the dollars as far as they can go. So I'll begin, and if you're here and we call your name, just come on up and we'll award you. All right, from Stanton Elementary, we have Serena Armijo for Design, Build, and Create. From Stanton Elementary, we have Christina Cullen for Our Love for Learning Grows. Yes.
If they're here, would they just say, or even say 2 words about what their grant, you know what I mean?
Okay.
What sort of, sorry.
Sure.
It's great to hear from the teachers.
Okay, 2 seconds only, right? So I say that I have the best location at Stanton, classroom location, and part of that is somebody installed 5 flower planters, and they were severely neglected. And so what my grant was to propose a place that would not only be kind of nice and beautiful and relaxing, but also in that would also promote some emotional learning, because it would be a place for students to go and maybe take a time out, take a breather, maybe do some talking with our different counselors and things like that. So we went shopping, and we have a lot of fresh plants and a watering system, so it'll be maintained for, years to come, hopefully. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, our next recipient, and I know she's here, is Elizabeth Birmingham from Stanton, and her grant was Surf Your Work.
My name's Elizabeth Birmingham, or Libby Birmingham, and my project was actually they're called surf desks. They're desks that can be taken, used in the classroom or outside, so you can, in a sense, surf your work from inside the classroom to anywhere outside the classroom. So we're excited to use those. I've already gotten teachers going, "Oh, you've got those? Can I borrow them?" So the answer is, of course they can borrow them when I don't need them. So, you've got to share. And yes, Mrs. Cullen is the first on the list. So you've got to share with your fellow teachers. It's the only way we work so equitably here in Glendora. So thank you.
All right, our next recipients, they wrote a grant together, Kristen Lopez and Karen Garcia from Stanton Elementary for What's the Noise, What's the Commotion, Learning Through Multiple Modalities.
I'll give you both of them. Okay. So I'm actually the recipient of Christina's also because my room is right next door to her, so I get to see the garden as well. I'm excited about that. The last 2 years have been crazy in the classroom. If you haven't been in a classroom, it's been crazy. It's been hard. When they were working on computers, there wasn't a whole lot of hands-on manipulatives. So Karen and I have ordered some manipulatives, that's a hard word to say, just to give the kids a little bit more hands-on. Crazy thing in my classroom, I don't have a magnetic whiteboard, and I went to take my fraction little pieces and stick them on the board, and they just fell off. So I'm excited to get some magnetic whiteboards and little fidget type things that the kids can just use and feel and experience the things to help them. So thank you so much. We appreciate this.
All right, and from Sandburg Middle School, award goes to, grant goes to Hillary Guy for a virtual field trip. I don't think she's here tonight.
Good evening, I'm Lori Felipa, and I will present the rest of our grants. We're so excited that this was the first year we were able to offer them to our Tiny Tartans preschool. So we have 2 grants, wonderful grants that are going to impact our youngest learners. So Christine DeStefano, I know that she is here. Her grant is filling the buckets of understanding, supporting the big emotions of our youngest learners.
Talk. That wasn't true, but it's going to help a lot for our little social, emotional endeavors that we do with our little ones. They have emotions too, and they're valid, and it helps them to become better friends and to understand what's going on with them. And so we're going to have books and games and things that are more towards the younger preschool age. So we're very excited. Thank you so much for letting us do this. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
And her colleague, who's not here tonight, is Marlene Gomez. And Marlene wrote a grant called Our Diversity, Bringing Us Together Through Compassion and Understanding. And from Glendora High School, we have Barbara Benison, Let's Play Games. Is Barbara here tonight? No? Okay. Let's Play Games. No, it's actually, it's a set of games that they're going to do at the high school, outdoor games to encourage lots of different student groups together. So they weren't bored, they were more, some of them were like inclusive yard games. Big, yeah. Also from Glendora High School, we have the GHS counseling team, and they are going to improve and beautify their already wonderful wellness center.
Thank you very much. The Wellness Center is a space on campus that was created right when we returned to school last spring. And then this year it was moved to a newer, bigger space. And we used kind of a hodgepodge of leftover furniture. And so this grant is going to allow us to purchase some new things for the space. The space is designed to just be a place on campus that kids who need a moment to breathe, to get away, to kind of, we use the term of refresh, rejuvenate, and then ideally get back to class within, a short period of time. So we opened it in November, and it's becoming just increasingly known on campus. Kids are coming. They're really using it for what it is intended for, a time to just kind of let go of some of that anxiety and whatever's going on. It's staffed by the 7 GHS counselors as well as our mental health coordinator. So we share the responsibilities of making sure someone's in there at all times, and kids are using it every day, so we're super excited to be able to beautify it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And from Sellers Elementary, we have Danielle Gregus for an outdoor learning odyssey. I did not see her. No? We'll still clap for her. And finally, from Cullen Elementary, we have Janice Arns. Aaron's, I'm so sorry. And her grant is Dramatic Play, Pretend, and Play Market.
As a TK teacher, having my kids sitting at desks was really hard. So I wanted to write a grant that would help us to be able to start our dramatic play again. So we're going to combine the dramatic play of the grocery store and the little groceries, the healthy food. And I wrote another grant earlier about healthy food and eating. And then we're also going to combine that with our regular housekeeping, which has been closed now for 2 years, and we're going to create how to eat healthy and how to do it right, and combine it with math as they sell their groceries. It's really cute. It's a scanner and a grocery store and everything. Cool. Thank you so much.
So before we take a picture, we would just really like to thank all of you for writing these grants. We know it's been just a challenging time, and we appreciate you taking the time, because the mission of GEF is just to partner with you to impact our students and provide them with these enriching opportunities. And we're so glad that so many students will be able to enjoy some of these wonderful things you have planned for them. So thank you so much. If you'd like to come up here, we'll take a group picture.
And of course, some of us would love to come see all of those grants in action. When you get it together in your classrooms, we want to come see it. So make sure you tell us.
And then my oldest, Andrew, he's at GHS, he's a freshman. And then my second is Sean, he's an 8th grader at Goddard, and Ava's a 6th grader at Goddard.
You guys, wait a minute. Just
Wait.
wait 1 minute,
What?
Lori.
Yeah.
Just Lori Felipa. Wait
Turn
1
around.
minute.
There are comments that need to be made.
The board has to make some comments.
Okay.
You're out of here way too fast.
Mrs. Reuter wants to go first.
I do want to thank all the teachers that took time out of the rest of their day. I know you've worked a full day, and now you've come here at 7:30 p.m. So I do want to thank all the teachers and counselors and everybody that continued on with their day. It's great to hear directly from you all. We relied directly on you all to talk about what your kiddos are experiencing in their classroom and what resources that you need to enrich their learning experiences. So thank you for taking the time to write the grant. Thank you for taking the time to come over this evening and help us hear about what's going on. Always a lot of thanks to Glendora Education Foundation for facilitating these donations, the donations to our teachers this way. I can't think of a better place for the dollars to go. I know there was the, you think I'd know exactly, the Giving Tuesday that bought things, tangible goods this way. But when it comes to additional resources and funds from Glendora Education Foundation, I can't think of a better place for it to go than into the classrooms and with our teachers telling us what they need every year. But this year, as we're all trying to figure out what the new normal of K-12 education looks like. So thank you and the board for your continued commitment and hard work to all of our teachers, staff, and students in Glendora Unified.
Thank you, Ms. Ward.
And I would just like to also thank GEF. I'm
do it
sorry,
every
I do that. Lori knows. My apologies. GEF, little nerves. Because it is, you're all working too. And Prithvi, I wanted to know the date for the event at Clubhouse 66.
Oh, May 16th, Monday.
May 16th, and you want to talk a little bit about that? With, you know, yeah.
So, May 16th, we're hosting an in-person fundraiser at Clubhouse 66. It's going to run from 5 to 8, so please come by. Tickets are $75. We'll have a silent auction, entertainment, and we are raising money for the music programs at GUSD. So please come out, support our music programs. We're very excited. We're working closely with Dr. Kelson and some of the music staff and the teachers at the schools to kind of get a list of the things they need, kind of like those classroom grants. What do you need and how can we help? So please come out, support the music programs, and come meet us. Come meet other board members like Lori and Christy. They'll be, we'll all be at the event, and we'd love to meet new faces. So please come out.
Will there
Thank
be
you.
food? Will there be food?
Of course.
Feed them
I was
and they
going to
will
say
come.
food and drinks, but I figured that would go along with the 5 to 8 time
Just-
frame.
just check.
Yes, there will be food.
Thank you. You
Thank
did a
you.
great job for being on the spot.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I also want to thank the teachers as well, always. Staff, we just appreciate you so much for taking the time. Grant writing is good practice, number one. And look, you got what you wanted. I'm so excited for that. So thank you all for coming.
Thanks. No. Well, I really appreciate the creativity of all of the grants. It's so amazing. I'm particularly taken with the TK. My master's project was teaching food math skills in a food and nutrition classroom because my degree is in home economics. And so I think it's such a perfect way to teach math. So Janice, thank you very much. And all the art, dramatic. And I'm excited that the kitchen kind of stuff is back because it always made me sad that the little kids didn't get to play in kitchen. So it's good. Anyway, thanks for everybody. What a great job. We are really proud of you. Thank you. And thank you, Glendora Education Foundation. Okay, so now if you want to go, sneak out. Or you can stay. It's a very exciting meeting. Okay. We have two public comments, two speakers tonight. The first will be Lenore Craig, followed by Jean Lopez. So, Mrs. Craig.
It's down to my level. Okay, good evening. Is it on?
It's very direct,
Like, have it, no.
Let's try again.
Okay. No? Turn it on, that works. All right. Is it ready? Okay. Last board meeting, April 11th, it was brought up by a speaker that within the Ethnic Studies model curriculum proposed for our students. That's okay.
Okay.
Shook.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay. Do I start over? Okay. Last board meeting, April 11th, it was brought up by a speaker that within the Ethnic Studies model curriculum proposed for our students that the California Department of Education has proposed, has put out that CRT was found. That in Chapter 3 of this model curriculum, there was found questionable background foundation. It is clear that CRT is within the purpose of the ethnic studies. The community needs to be aware of this and not have it denied any longer. In one of the articles written by one of the authors, an introduction to the special issue of critical race theory in teacher education, quote, ethnic studies has been borrowed and built upon by scholars in the field of education to support a racial analysis of school inequities, particularly by the theoretical framework of critical race theory, CRT. in the California Department of Education model curriculum. It's written to the teachers they should familiarize themselves with current scholarly research around ethnic studies instruction, such as critically, culturally, community relevant, and responsive pedagogies, critical race theory, and intersectionality, which are key theoretical frameworks and pedagogies that can be used in ethnic studies research and in their instruction. You are asked to attend the ethnic studies curriculum study sessions, or at least read the notes, the minutes. Have you? Will you? We need to know this. On the website saveglendoraschools.com, it states clearly, we believe that no child should be treated differently as a result of private medical decisions, race, religion, gender, and will hold the administration accountable to ensure this. There's no discrimination of any kind, any form. CRT is discrimination, and it counteracts unity. As a nation at local levels and we need to return to promoting character, instill compassion, empathy towards one another. The fight and purpose that drove Martin Luther King Jr. should not be pushed aside but pursued. He followed God's word, and that's where the author and the example of true love and unity will ever come from. This push so far for ethnic studies is filled with CRT, counteracts any kind of unity, and will only continue to divide. Let me end in saying that it may be April, but November is coming, and with it, an election to turn this all around.
Thank you, Mrs. Craig. Mr. Lopez.
Allowing me to speak. You know, I always think that I'm going to have the prepared 3-minute public speaking, but I just go off the cuff, right? So I'm back again today. Dr. Kelson gave the community committee an assignment to review chapter 3. I've done it twice. It's a lot of reading, and there's a lot of information in there. Latinx. You ever heard of it? It's pretty amazing. I'm Mexican American. I'm not Latinx. And I get that there will be some students who are going to prefer that. But let's let them wait until their college years or their adult years before they have to be exposed to some of this. And there are other isms, for lack of better words, that have been created in this curriculum. We only have a couple of years before we have to release the ethnic studies curriculum to our students. We should probably, there's room for argument, but we should probably begin looking closer at creating our own curriculum and not following the model curriculum that's being delivered by the California Education Department, right? And I don't know what that looks like. And I do know that we have to, as a committee, as this community committee, we have to come, as I've said before, with mutual purpose and mutual respect. And we have to learn the other side, right? I've learned that maybe some of you a year ago, not today, but a year ago, weren't familiar with critical race theory. Many of us weren't. I brought, and I don't know what the protocol is to give you something to read, but I brought a copy of Imprimis. It's a periodical that's delivered by Hillsdale College, and Imprimis is Latin for in the first place. And a lot of their publications are very conservative, and this one is too. As a matter of fact, I started to deliver some of this back in October, but it was written by Christopher Rufo, and it is critical race theory, what it is, and how to fight it. And I hope that each of you will take 15 or 20 minutes. How long it takes me, so probably 5 or 6 for you guys. But take a few minutes with this and look at this side of it. And I promise you that I'll take a look at some of, or continue to look at the model curriculum. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I think I need to learn more about it, and so does the rest of the community committee. And together, I think that the ethnic studies work will prove to be beneficial to our students.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Will you up to Mrs. Cornelius? Thank you.
I didn't get my name in, so maybe the protocol won't allow me to speak.
We
but-
just need you to fill out a card.
Oh, okay, sure. Can I do it after? or-
We'll just.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, you can fill it after.
Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah.
So this isn't criticism, this is.
Right. May I have your name first, please?
Mike Barron. I'm a
Mike.
resident of Glendora. I was here about a month ago. I've just taken more of an interest in this whole issue of the ethnic studies program, but what I want to share with you now is some information about the new California Department of Education's math framework, which is the next thing that's coming down the pipe. So I'm quoting from an article by Bill Evers. The California State Department of Education has released a new draft of its curriculum framework for K through 12 mathematics. The framework promotes only the progressive education approach to teaching math, calling it student-led instruction, active learning, active inquiry, and collaborative instruction. But evidence from the 50s through recent times shows that this way of teaching math is ineffective. Trauma-induced pedagogy is still highlighted in the math framework. This is the idea that students are disabled emotionally by a racist, sexist, violent society ruled by a capitalist class, and that therefore teaching should be therapeutic. And by the evidence of the students that we heard, that's far from where Glendora is at, which is great, and that's what we want to keep. This is the idea, this trauma-induced pedagogy is the idea that students are disabled emotionally by a racist, sexist, violent society ruled by this capitalist class. Such teacher therapists often conclude that their teaching should encourage resistance to society's institution. This is the math framework. Do we want to politicize and indoctrinate our students in these concepts when we're teaching math? I don't think so. Math should be neutral and non-political. Most people think that mathematics is a non-ideological discipline. They think of it as an objective discipline that is socially and politically neutral and independent of the society in which it is studied. But the promoters of critical math, which is what the state of California math framework does, they don't think so. They see math as an ideological battlefield, and they are increasingly influential in schools of education and public K through 12 classrooms. Critiques of mathematics by racial justice activists and ethno-mathematicians have little to do with actual mathematics or mathematical learning, and everything to do with undermining the discipline of mathematics in the name of social justice and racial equality, and combating an ideologically conceived white privilege. One can find nary a real mathematician or scientist who supports this doctrine of critical or equity-based math. So I would just have you consider these facts. And as we go through what you're all going through, keep in mind that there is a difference of opinion. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Perfect timing. Okay. Does someone have Nadia's report? You want to read it? Sure. Thank you. Mrs. Cornelius.
Tonight's student board report will be starting off with Sutherland Elementary School. These past few months, they have been busily preparing for upcoming CASP assessments. After a 2-year pause of CASP testing, it has been a task to get up to speed, but our students and staff have met the challenge and are gaining confidence as testing approaches. This month, staff from Goddard and Sandburg Middle School visited 5th graders to provide helpful information regarding registration and things to look forward to in middle school. Sutherland was proud to attend the district LCAP Education Partners meeting with staff, parent, and student representatives. They look forward to this year's survey data and planning for ways to improve and enhance the community's experience at Sutherland Elementary. Stanton Elementary School report. Their activities. PTA has Juice It Up after school last Friday and has a perfect day for a smoothie. Almost 400 were sold. 4th grade had walked through California assemblies in person. First graders were able to show their college spirit as their monthly spirit assembly. Stanton student work is now being featured in the district display case, and community members are encouraged to check it out. The VEPA Improv Night is coming up next week, and they are excited to see students' talents and senses of humor. School progress and professional development, state testing preparation and practice have been occurring, and students in grades 3 through 5 will begin testing next week. Cullen Elementary School reported activities during the past month. Cullen students got to participate in the Sounds of Science, a science assembly, courtesy of Cullen PTA, and Cullen PTA also confirmed next year's PTA board. Their school progress and professional development. Additionally, the middle school visited Cullen 5th graders to share about the middle school programs. They had spring pictures, and the 5th grade panoramic picture was taken, and are looking forward to our upcoming art docent lessons. Sandburg Middle School reported on activities. On Friday, April 15th, Sandburg held their second dance of the year. The dance had a Hawaiian theme, and each student attending was given a flower lei to wear. Students danced to music from a DJ, played games, and enjoyed snacks such as pizza and chips. Parent volunteers were there to serve food and supervise the games. The spring dance was well attended and a great success. Sandburg students have the opportunity to participate in a few intramural sports after school. On Mondays and Wednesdays, interested students can play kickball and basketball, and on Mondays and Tuesdays, football skills are offered. A great number of students are enjoying these after-school activities, as well as a chance to improve their abilities. On May 23rd, Sandburg's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade Honor Society members will be going to Disneyland. The students worked all year raising money and doing service projects as part of the qualifying for this trip. School progress and professional development. Sandburg students are getting ready to participate in state testing. A practice test was held on Tuesday, April 12th, to help students prepare for testing next week. Activities at Glendora High School. The NAMI Bloom event took place on 4/14 that featured a student art exhibit, painting rocks, a cone ice truck, yoga, and other wellness activities to relax and rejuvenate before AP testing and the end of the year. For Earth Day on April 22nd, ASB hosted a campus cleanup during lunch where tartans came together to make our campus more beautiful. Prom Casino Nights took place on April 23rd at the Santa Anita Racetrack, featuring dancing, a light dinner, photo ops, pool tables, casino-themed activities, and more. Students were super excited to have this fun event back when a record-breaking 798 tickets were sold. Congratulations to the crowned prom royalty, Chandler Jackson as king and Corey Graham as queen. Sorry. Arts and athletics. The softball tailgate took place at GHS on 4/19, where free hot dogs and Otter Pops were served along with games such as spike ball and cornhole to get people hyped for their game. Pep tryouts and clinics took place on April 21st. Congratulations on everyone who made the team. The Palomares Outstanding Seniors Banquet took place on 4/14. Congratulations to Faith Emke, Braden Bruss, Haley Ganino, Noah Smith, and John Sestiaga for being recognized for their academic and athletic achievements. The jazz band performed their concert Jazz Under the Stars on April 18th in the gym. Auditions for the play Almost Maine took place last week, and the cast list is out. Congrats to everyone who got a role. School progress and professional development. Juniors and seniors finished up state testing in their English and history classes 2 weeks ago, and absent students made them up last week. ASB class officer elections finished up last week, and we are looking forward to seeing what our new sophomore, junior, and senior class officers accomplish next year. Applications to be in the ASB class and link crew were due April 22nd, and applications for appointed positions are soon to come. And that ends the report.
Excellent. Thank you. Very good, ready. Kristen, are you Staten? Did you say you teach at Staten? Yes. When is the improv night? Do you know what date that is? I don't have it off the top of my head. Okay. If you think about it, would you email me, please? Okay, thank you. Are we invited? I'm sure everybody is. Okay.
You know what, I think what's going to happen, I think they're going to they'll play it
Oh.
and have it available, but I will get you the information.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay. Now it is time for comments from the members of the Board of Education. We will start with Mrs. Reeder. Why not?
Believe it or not, I have no comments right now, but I do have a comment later, which I know is unorthodox.
Okay. Ms. Board?
Thank you, Mrs. Merkley. My comments tonight are, I'm sad that people are leaving because I wanted to make this comment in response to some of the comments that were made at the last board meeting. As you know by the Brown Act, we are not allowed to comment on people's speaking in front here. And so I was taken aback by a particular comment about our ethnic studies curriculum and obviously the CRT mentioning that it's in the curriculum. So I went back and just in full exposure, we've all been exposed to the curriculum. We took it and jigsawed it. If you're not familiar with that process, we each took a section of it, read it thoroughly, and then reported out to each other because it's about 1,500 pages and we didn't have time to read the whole thing. And a lot of it is curriculum suggestions. And I use the word suggestions. So yes, we have read the curriculum. Yes, we are aware of it. Yes, I know what ethnic studies is, and yes, I know what CRT is, as is not alluded in some of the postings I've seen on particular Instagram pages. We do know what CRT is, and it's actually, I'm going to read directly from the ethnic studies curriculum. Chapter 3, as was alluded. Ethnic studies teaching is grounded in the belief that education can be a tool for transformation, social, economic, and political change and liberation. Central to an ethnic studies pedagogy, and that's how you say that word, pedagogy, is the goal to keep students to be able to effectively and powerfully read, write, speak, and think critically, and engage in school and in meaningful ways. To achieve these goals, ethnic studies educators should consider the following 5 elements as part of their pedagogical practice: purpose, identity, content and skills, context, and methods. Teaching ethnic studies necessitates that educators consider the purpose of ethnic studies, the context in which the course is being taught, and even a reflection on how the educator's identity and potential biases impact their understanding of an outlook on the world. That's the part that concerned me about the CRT, because I thought, I've written curriculum, I've taught for 25 years, and I've never been told to teach something as overt as that. And talking with another colleague today, I found out that ethnic studies is taught at the university level in law school and a couple of graduate classes. So it is in the university level.
You mean ethnic studies or
I'm sorry,
race?
CRT, critical race theory. Also on page 17 of the curriculum of chapter 3, useful theory, pedagogy, and research. And the CRT reference comes up in the footnotes. And to be honest with you, when I was going through this, I didn't look at the footnotes all that much. But going back, it charged me to do that. Teachers and administrators should begin with a careful, deliberate analysis of their own personnel identities, backgrounds, knowledge base, and biases. They, teachers and administrators, should familiarize themselves with current scholarly research around ethnic studies instruction, such as critically and culturally community relevant and responsive pedagogies, critical race theory, and intersectionality, which are key theoretical frameworks and pedagogies that can be used in ethnic studies, research, and instruction. And this is comment 13 on footnote 13, critical race theory, and it comes right here from the bottom, and I'm going to read that. Critical race theory, CRT, is a practice of interrogating race and racism in society. CRT recognizes that race is not biologically real, but is socially constructed and socially significant. It acknowledged that racism is embedded within systems and institutions that replicate racial inequality, codified in law, embedded in structures, and woven into public policy. And then back up to the curriculum piece here. Engagement with theory and scholarly research can help strengthen educators, teachers, and administrators' ability to distinguish between root causes and symptoms, dispel myth from fact, and address the importance of discussing and addressing lasting issues caused by systemic inequities. That's all I'm going to read, because really it's in there for the educators. It's not anything to be taught to students, but it does help. If you're going to see a side of something, you need to see both sides of it. And so That's what the CRT is for in this particular chapter 3 of the curriculum. And I challenge anyone to take the tape of this presentation and put it on your Instagram page. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ward. Good job. Okay, Dr. Fernando?
Yes, so I understand that Wednesday is Administrative Professionals Day. And so somebody that often doesn't get enough credit is Tracy Cornelius. And I just want to just make a comment about how much we appreciate her work as board members, the ways that she serves us. I know the ways that she serves the district. She's not even looking at me because she's so embarrassed. Sure. So I also, I'm just using this opportunity as we think about Wednesday to not only thank Tracy, but also thank the many administrative assistants across our district, the office staff at the various sites that we have, the ways that they are often the first point of contact for our parents, for our stakeholders, the way that they represent our district, that is the first experience that you have with the district. And I will say that if my first experience with the district is with Tracy Cornelius, I am sending my child here. So again, I want to thank you for the work that you've done, the ways that you have welcomed me, the ways that you engage us as board members. We really appreciate it, especially when I send you an email. Please put it on the Google Calendar that you don't get frustrated with me, or Dropbox. But I just think that sometimes there are people it's very easy to feel like they're invisible, and we just want to make sure that you know that you are not invisible, and that many of the office staff across the district, you are not invisible. We value you, and the work that you do has a significant impact in the well-being of our students and families. So with that, I'd also like to make a bit of a transition and just say it was so wonderful, first as a parent, but also as a board member, to re-experience some of these things that we haven't had for a couple of years, one being prom. And just being able to see our young people enjoy something that was so commonplace before 2020. And to have that experience of, in some ways a rite of passage where you go to prom as a junior and a senior. And I think just sometimes while this pandemic has been very challenging and people have lost a lot in this pandemic and they continue to lose a lot, that there was a moment, I think, this weekend where we saw what people were able to get back. And so just wanted to communicate that, and also want to communicate, especially for our high schoolers, those that are starting to engage the AP season. And I want to specifically think of our sophomores who are doing this for the first time, that your worth and your value doesn't come from grades, that your performance doesn't equate your worth. And so just as you go through this process over the next couple weeks and you study hard, know that no matter what you get, whether it's a 1 or a 5, that doesn't make you any less of a person. What is increasingly important in this process is the effort you put, and is the investment that you make is what's most important, because that's what's going to create a lifetime of stewarding your gifts and talents. So I wanted to send that message to all our sophomores, juniors, and seniors that are entering this kind of pivotal moment in their careers, as well as all of the folks in Glendora, all the students, whether you're a TK, you're probably not watching right now, hopefully, because you're in bed, or a senior. You are entering your year, you're at the end of your academic year, and I'm just encouraging you to finish well. Finish well. As you think about summer, as you think about your next steps, whatever those next steps may be, finish well with whatever you're doing. So with that, that's my comment.
Before I move on to Mr. Ellenson, I have to tell you, Dr. Fernando, my husband often comments about your comments.
Mm-hmm.
He just says that you are spot on and how you speak to students, and we both appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Ellenson?
And I follow.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Try to follow.
Good luck.
I'm
You're right
taking
there.
a page from Reuter's book. I have no comment.
Okay. Okay, I only have a couple of things. In the high school report that mentioned the NAMI, the Bloom, whatever, that stands for the National Association of Mental Illness, I believe. Alliance Associate, one of those. I had it right at the meeting, at the thing. Anyway, Ms. Borg and I were able to attend, and it was really very well done. It was student-led. There was this artist who, a young man, was just amazing. He wasn't planning on majoring in art either, didn't think, but it was fabulous. I don't even, do you know his name?
No.
I can't remember his name
He had
either.
all kinds of different medium.
Yeah,
Chalk and colored crayons even. He used crayons.
yeah, it was amazing. It just so good. And they had a little center where you got to fill your bag with, was it slime? And essential oils and, oh, I love Play-Doh. It smells so good. Anyway, all that kind of stuff. It was very well done. Also, Tracy, she always has dark chocolate for me. It's always, I mind to dig, but there's always dark chocolate. So I thank you very much for that. Many other things too, but that is like, that speaks to me. Okay, then now do you want to make your
Oh,
remark?
no, don't worry, it'll come.
Okay, we're holding our
I'm
breath.
keeping everybody on the edge of their seat with this one.
Yeah. Whew.
Don't leave now.
Yeah. Dr. De Leon, Superintendent's report, please.
Thank you, Trustee Merkley, trustees, everyone at home watching, our millions of viewers, everyone in the community, thank you all for coming in, our wonderful staff. Hi, Mr. Merkley. Couple things, besides recognizing the fabulous Tracy Cornelius, who we have a very special day for. I want to say somebody's going to be queen for a day on Wednesday. She's looking forward. Every time I say it, her. So, but speaking of Tracy and her good work, Tracy, along with Dr. Kelson and the financial assistance from Tracy Fakar, gave a nice breath of renovation and refreshed the boardroom. I don't know how many of you noticed, but we've got a clean coat of paint, a new bulletin board, which is going to track progress towards our 4 district overarching goals, and the black background so that our logo will stick out. And then that wall over there is going to be a student art gallery. And so each site will have the opportunity to present student art of all kinds. I think we'll put maybe a pedestal or 2 up there so that we could have sculpture if we need be. And then a part of it will have computer screens where we will have videos of recitals and performing arts, and so that people can press a screen and see the Sandberg dance recital, or press another screen and see a music concert, or whatever it might be. So we really want our boardroom to be interactive in a place where the community can really see the work of our students, and a room that really reflects the outstanding education that happens every single day in Glendora Unified, plus highlights our progress towards our board goals, which is why we're here every single day, is working on those goals for students. So I just wanted to bring that up. And then also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention our amazing California School Employees of the Year, our classified employees. We're honored. Dr. DeGrazia and I got to travel around town and present awards on Friday, and it was so much fun. So let me, and Dom, you can do this if you prefer, or we can go back and forth, but I just have to mention all of these amazing folks. So, for Classified Employees of the Year, and the way that the County Office of Education does this recognition is that they have different categories, and every district can nominate people in various categories, and so we just have to celebrate. This is amazing. So, Paraprofessional of the Year, Kim Fagan from Sellers Elementary School. Congratulations. So excited. And of course, we will be celebrating them in person here on May 9th, but I'm just so tickled because we got some good news, and I'm going to tell you at the end. It's kind of a little bit of a surprise. Trish Hawkins, our incredible clerk in attendance. She works very closely with Mr. Osborne, and she's the wonderful, wonderful employee who, my goodness, she really processes every single registration packet in our district, every inter and intra-district transfer, you name it, she does it. She's incredible, awesome. Also, Soledad Moreno, who is in food services, our nutrition services, and she is our roving food services worker who just, whenever she's needed, it just goes from site to site to site. I personally got to work next to her for a day over at Cullen when she was there filling in during Omicron, and that was just the most fun I think I've ever had. I kind of feel like I just want to do that. That is so much fun, getting to see kids every day. It's just incredible, and Soledad does a great job. In custodial and maintenance, Juan Carlos Monjaras, so excited over at GHS for all of his hard work. Health and Human Services, Jackie Rojas, who is our nurse over at Williams. She works very closely with Sonia every day. Congratulations. And then somebody we know and love dearly, who we see all the time, because he comes and he's not, okay, there he is. He is here tonight. I didn't see him back there. There he is, Kellen Cokes, our wonderful IT specialist. He won for technical services. And so then here's another cool thing. Can I announce this? Am I allowed to announce this very cool thing? Okay, so every one of the employees who wins gets to their name. We get the county decides whether they go to state and compete at the state. And did Glendora not get 2 people going to state? Why don't you go ahead and introduce those, Dom? That's all you.
There are 8 selections.
Are from
Maximum category.
Glendora.
2 of the 8. One is Mr. Kellen Cokes. And the other is Mrs. Kim Fagan.
Woo! Yay! They will represent us well at the state. We're looking forward to that and can't wait to find out. So anyway, I was just so thrilled we had to announce these wonderful employees, but also just all of these wonderful employees and winners represent these various categories of employees in the district, but we also just need to thank all of the people in all of those categories who work their fingers to the bone every single day. And I have to tell you, people went above and beyond during the pandemic and filled in everywhere they were needed and ran all over the place. And I can't tell you how much we really appreciate all of our support staff at all of our sites. And these folks represent you, and they will do a fine job representing you for the rest of the year, and we just thank everyone. So there you go, board. That's my report for tonight.
Thank you for that great information.
We're excited about that. That's it for me.
Thank you. Do we have staff presentations tonight?
No staff
Yes.
presentation.
Oh, sorry. That would be. I'm so sad. Oh, didn't cover that very well, did I?
Was that a hint of?
No. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. I am trying to find that bylaw thing I'm supposed to read. Oh no, the resolution. Sorry. Okay, I'm not really good at this computer stuff, but I have to read that resolution. Where did it go?
You may, or you can just say that it's being adopted and what it's for, if you like, or you can read the whole thing. It's totally
I don't
up
want
to
to
you.
read it.
Okay.
Okay. We recommend that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 21/22-10, ordering biennial governing board member elections. Now, this goes back to a law that was passed. What?
Motion before
Oh,
discussion.
thank you very much. I need a motion.
So moved.
Thank you, Dr. Fernando.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Board. Okay, so this goes back a few years, is that we had the elections on off years. And so starting, how many years, 2.5, 3 years ago, we moved it, we actually ended up serving 5 years instead of 4 because we had to get it onto a major election. And so that's why we are doing this. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passed. Thank you. Then, we recommend that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 21/22-11, recognizing May 9th through the 13th, 2022 as California Teacher Appreciation Week and May 11th, 2022 as California Day of the Teacher. Okay, Dr. Fernando, and seconded by Ms. Board. Any comments? All in favor? Oh, did you want to say something?
Well deserved. Yep,
Yes.
with pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed. Then, recommend that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 21/22-12, declaring the week of May 15th to the 21st, 2022 as Classified School Employee Week.
So moved.
Thanks. Ms. Reuter, thank you very much.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Board. Any comments? Well deserved.
Well, with pleasure.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no contest at all.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, it's recommended that the Board of Education adopt resolution number 21/22-13, declaring May 9th through the 13th, 2022 as School Health Services Week and May 11th, 2022 as National School Nurse Day. May I please have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Reuter.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Fernando. Any comments?
Happy to do it.
You know, especially
This
with
year.
this year, with, with
Our
all the
nurses have been
COVID.
working quite hard.
Oh, they have. They have just put forth so much effort, and we really appreciate them. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Now, the Board of Education may consider agenda consent items as a whole or as individual divisions. Any item may be removed by a member of the board for discussion and possible action. Does anyone want to remove any of the actions? No? No. Okay, then may I please have a blanket motion to approve them all?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Borg. Thank you, Dr. Fernando, for the second. Any questions, any comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Mrs. Reuter,
Aha.
before we adjourn.
This is when I'll make my announcement, or make my comment. Is everybody on the edge of their seats?
Yes.
Okay, in that consent motion that we just carried was the approved, ratified, certificated personnel employments, retirements, and leave, which is a lot of fancy words. But within that 11.1 was the approval of a new position for Mrs. Christy Espino. And I just wanted to give my congratulations as she's sitting here in the back of the room, but very excited for our district and for her in her new role as the Chief Technology Officer for Glendora Unified School District. So congratulations. You are a well-known, well-loved, and well-deserved person for this role, and very well needed. So needed person for this role. So congratulations to you. We look forward to your much success in your new role. Thank you very much. That's it.
Well, thank you, because we did hear that the teachers could not have learned Canvas. They could not have done it without you. So we do it. We are excited. So, okay, now, may I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Reuter. Thank you, Dr. Fernando. All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned at 8:14.